boy, did I go over it. And I took a nap at lunch, and I just got really kind of like this bad feeling in my body. So I woke up afterwards. I sat at my computer and began basically channeling, I call it my inner being, or Abraham or whatever. But as it began to emerge, it would just became more and more wonderful, and that feeling just evaporated. It's just like it all just dissolved into nothingness, and I just began building this momentum, as you call it, of feeling good and delighted and lined up and wonderful. And
do you think the manifestation of being called to the hot seat is richer now than it would have been before?
Oh, vastly.
Isn't that an interesting thing to acknowledge? Doesn't it sort of take the sting out of the timing of things? So what are the components here? He didn't melt down. And why was that? Because he's wise enough to want to feel good. He didn't let the condition of seeming rejection prevent him from good feeling. He found his way back to it anyway.
And being whacked and not letting that bring my energy down.
And not for long. Went down, but you brought it back up.
I brought it up. I brought it up.
Yeah.
And so as I saw that, I just had to acknowledge I was feeling that disappointment and let it go. Just let it go. Just keep letting it go. So I just focused on letting it go and being present with myself and present with the up vibration. And I just kept focusing on that up vibration.
Perfect demonstration. And it's what life is, isn't it? And it's personal and significant to him, and you have those personal and significant to you things that are happening all the time, don't you? Where you just know. You're on the inside. You're getting the inside scoop of everything that's happening to you. You're right there, knowing everything that is required for you to understand everything about you. Aren't you beginning to feel invincible? Yeah.
And the thing that I keep seeking and going after and really moving toward aggressively and firmly is that stability that you talk about. I want to be in that stable place, and so in the last 2 days, I've learned more about stability, just finding my way, getting my ground, getting my feet underneath me, and focusing on it and being there with it.
That's the best part of all of this, is that while this seminar is fun, and while it is interesting to some degree, and while you have had many aha moments, Esther can hardly wait to get into the nitty-gritty of this and highlight all of those first times pieces. While it has been all of that, while you have been participating in it, what it really is a new set point, a new set point, a new point of attraction, a new perspective, a new beginning, a new setup for conscious acknowledgement of literally everything that comes to you now. It's now no longer possible for you to be a creator by default. You know too much, and you can't go back. You cannot create by default, and that's good news, because deliberate creation is the richest of experiences.
I wanted to just say that I have been working with my belief system, the matrix of my beliefs, in terms of meditation every morning. And it just seems like incrementally, little bit by little bit, my beliefs about myself and my level of confidence and my level of competence in just being in alignment has gotten better and better and better.
Well, you see, as you meditate and therefore stop the wobble, the source who really knows who you are dominates. Don't you like knowing that? And when you're out of meditation and feeling a little wobble, as you were describing about being whacked and not encouraged to come into the hot seat in the time that you were wanting to, and then you found your balance, you tended to the wobble. Can't get it wrong. Tell the story the way you want it to be. If we were standing in your physical shoes, this is the story that we would tell about ourselves in relationship to this event. We'll even call this a paradigm shift. Significant enough shifting in your perspective that every part of your world will now be perceived by you in a different way. Which means, because of the direction of this shift on your path of least resistance toward all that you are, those who you have known who have been annoying will not cease to annoy you, but they will annoy you less. Those who you have been appreciating and loving, you will love with a broader perceptual palette. You'll love them in more ways, at more times, with more conscious reason, and you will be inspired more frequently to express it openly in good timing to them. You'll be paying much less lip service to the world. You won't feel like saying something you don't mean, but you're going to feel like meaning so much more than you've meant before. You're going to find yourself chattier than you've been because your confidence level is higher. And you're going to be more understood by those that you feel inspired to talk to. You're going to have a greater sense of who's ready for you and who isn't. And you're going to be kind and gracious to all of them, and open and eager with some of them more than ever, and willing to accept all of them where they are. Your impulse to fix things that are broken is all but subsided. That's a good thing, because nothing is broken. Just let people be where they are, and do your best to appreciate them as they are. Our favorite thing about this paradigm shift that we have all experienced together is that your perspective of who you are has shifted into a greater awareness of who you are. You're going to merge, mesh, blend with the opinion, attitude, knowing of your inner being about you in ways you have not done before. You're going to trip over words of self-criticism. They're just going to feel weird on your tongue. You're going to recognize in early subtle stages that that's not who you are, and it's not how you feel. Your sense of well-being, your sense of worthiness, your sense of value, your sense of autonomy, your sense of connectedness, your sense of worthiness, your sense of exhilaration, your sense of right place, right timeness, all of that, it's going to come up again and again and again and again and again. And people are going to begin to say things to you like, you look radiant. You look great. You look like you feel really good. Can I come and be with you? They will say. Can I come and be with you? Of all the things that have taken place and these hours that we've been together, that is what we are most exhilarated about, because we've known all along that you could be or do or have anything that you choose. But self-appreciation, appreciating who you are, acknowledging the value of who you are in this never-ending, always changing becomingness, now that's really something. Because it's easy for most to, as our friend said, find a place of comfort and then sort of cling to it in a little bit of fear and trepidation about moving forward. But then that's not fun. So then you sort of have this challenge of, do I want to expand and risk losing my stability? And now we know that you do not have to give up stability for expansion, that they are one in the same. Because the source within you has already taken the expansion, and you're reaching for that alignment, for that opinion that source holds about you. That's what true blending is, you see. We've never experienced before a group of collective consciousness, the likes of you. You are unique and wondrous in your beingness. The breadth and depth of your intent and interest and talent and beingness surpasses anything that we have seen before. Your openness and alignment to the source within you has allowed you to show up here in close recognition of the wholeness of who you are. And so there has been a non-physical dance that's been going on around this environment that has gone far beyond the boundaries of this meeting room, out into the playgrounds, out into the places where you have been. This gathering will never be not gathered. We are eternally connected as co-created conspirators in the delightful expansion of all that is. There is no assignment to you that you can't get it wrong. There is nothing that we wish for you to do specifically other than what you are doing. Our powerful desire for you as you stand right now is not even that you constantly continue this momentum, because that's illogical. Stuff's going to happen. You're going to wobble here and there. But it is our powerful desire that these days together will remain always as a touchstone for you, that you will remember that week that you became enlightened and enlivened to the whole of who you are. Not as a turning point, but a powerful progression of that which you are. That was the year I experienced my paradigm shift. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain, wherever you are, we are complete. Wow. Oh my God, you guys